Eager to hear the 3 MTs our students have prepared, but first, please allow me to share a little bit of background about this event. 3MT competitions are held at universities all around the world, where they are recognized for building students' communication skills and also for showcasing the important scholarship that graduate students conduct as they earn advanced degrees. If you're new to the idea of a 3MT, the idea is for students to convey their thesis research in clear, relatable ways within a strict 3-minute time limit. Use of only one static slide, no animations, no motion of any kind, is allowed. And succinctly presenting research in a way that laypersons can understand and appreciate differs a lot from how graduate students typically communicate about their work within their research teams, because those research teams comprise subject matter experts, and they often use complex terminology, concepts, and visuals that most of us wouldn't be able to understand. So being able to transform a complex research story into an inspiring vignette is an important skill that scholars can use in a variety of ways, including during job interviews and in conversations with the news media. Our event this afternoon follows the protocols established by the University of Queensland in Australia. That's where the 3MT originated. In addition to the time limit, no questions from the audience, nor from the judges, are allowed, and we ask that the audience refrain from applause until all speakers have finished. For those of you here in person, out of respect for the presenters, we ask that you do not leave the room during the program. If you absolutely must leave, please do so between presentations. And please refrain from enjoying the snacks at the back of the room until we break for the judges to deliberate after all the presentations have been given. Please at this time double check to make sure your cell phones are either off or in silent mode. So the presentations this afternoon will be evaluated by 3 distinguished judges. Larissa Holtmeyer-Jones was appointed President and CEO of the Iowa State University Foundation in 2015. In this role, she is responsible for the organization's efforts to engage the university community and inspire investment to advance Iowa State University's land-grant mission. The foundation is a nonprofit organization responsible for fundraising, stewardship, information management, and endowment and resource management. Larissa serves as principal liaison between the leadership of Iowa State University and the Foundation's Board of Directors. Carter Nordman is a member of the Iowa General Assembly, representing House District 47. First elected at age 22, Carter is the young, or was until very recently, I just learned, the youngest elected representative. He is a 9th-generation Iowan and graduated from Adel DeSoto Minburn High School in 2017. That same year, he ran for mayor of the city of Adel and attended the Des Moines Area Community College. After finishing a year there, Carter transferred to the University of Northern Iowa, where he graduated with a bachelor's in business management and leadership. While at UNI, Carter started a commercial and residential carpet cleaning business. And as of the summer of 2022, Carter works for the Principal Financial Group. And lastly, Billy Ramey is Talent Brand Manager at Vermeer Corporation and has more than 25 years of experience producing communications campaigns to promote brands. Billy started her career at large hospitals and healthcare systems in Cincinnati. Her next career step was with the Pella Regional Health Center, where she spent many years growing professionally in her marketing strategy and communication or community relations skills while managing people and positively influencing their careers. After years in the healthcare industry, Billy found a new professional home at Vermeer, where she leads a team that shares the stories of Vermeer's people and promotes Vermeer as an employer of choice. Please join me in a round of applause for the judges. Well, we're nearly ready to begin the presentation. So presenters, when you come to the front, will you please come to the front when your title slides appear on the screen? Do not begin speaking until your 3MT presentation slide appears. When you finish speaking, return to your seat until all the presentations have been delivered. The judges will need a bit of time between the presentations to make some notes. So 3 quick requests for those of us in the room today. First, please again refrain from applause until all the presenters have finished. Please remember to cast your vote for the People's Choice Award, and you'll hear more about that in a little while, after the presentations are over. And lastly, once again, please make sure your cell phones are either off or in silent mode. So with that, let's get started with the first presentation.
In the heart of America's agricultural landscape, Iowa stands as a bastion of cultivation, renowned for its prolific pork and corn industries. Amidst these fertile fields, however, a prolific and intricate challenge emerges: the porcine reproductive and respiratory syndrome virus, also known as PRRS. PRRS stands as a formidable adversary within the swine industry, causing reproductive failure in sows and respiratory problems in pigs in general. Studies have estimated the economic impact of the disease to be upwards of $600 million a year. Over time, the virus has evolved into various strains, much like COVID-19 did, with the L1C variant being particularly challenging due to its rapid mutation rate and ability to evade the host's immune response. The challenge is to track and identify new PRRS variants, which is akin to finding a needle in a genetic haystack. Usually, we need to wait until many sequences of a new variant accumulate, and it becomes obvious in something like a phylogenetic tree that there is something new. However, this means we have to wait until a lot of pigs get the new variant, and that's a bit counterintuitive. Although a work in progress, my professors and I have outlined a method that includes multidimensional scaling to compare PRRS sequences based on their cycle threshold, or CT value, which is a metric used to estimate viral load. To determine the effectiveness of this plan, I will include data from the L1C variant in my analysis, as it is recently well documented. Multidimensional scaling is a complex or powerful mathematical tool that takes complex data and transforms it into simpler, more visually interpretable representations. In this context, it allows us to create a multidimensional space where each relevant PRRS sequence is positioned based on its CT value. We can then look at the proximity of these sequences to each other in these 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional spaces and identify clusters that represent distinct viral variants. This information provides insight into the potential clinical and epidemiological significances of these variants, allowing us to differentiate between mere genetic variation and variants that could pose a greater threat to swine health. By integrating advanced mathematical technique and sequence data, we're not only safeguarding the industry, but gaining invaluable insight into the ever-evolving nature of viral threats. Eventually, Iowa's swine industry, and potentially the entire nation, can rest easier knowing we're harnessing the power of bioinformatics to protect our farms, our livelihoods, and our food supply while staying one step ahead of the evolving viral landscape. Thank you.
Have you ever gone to a lake and seen a sign like this? Warning, harmful algae may be present. Do not swim. These blooms are essentially a rapid and disproportionate increase in the population of algae. And this can occur in lakes which have lots of nutrients flowing into them. When I say nutrients, I'm mainly talking about nitrogen and phosphorus, 2 elements which are present in fertilizer for agricultural use. Iowa is an agricultural state, so it might not come as a surprise to you when I say that over 90% of Iowa's lakes and reservoirs are experiencing high levels of nutrients and increased algae. Fertilizer is important. We need it to grow our food, but it's also important for us to examine the impacts of our land use. My work looks at exactly what kind of algae are in Iowa's lakes and how they're responding to these nutrients. I'm able to observe this relationship across over 100 lakes, thanks to the Iowa Ambient Lake Monitoring Program, run by the Department of Natural Resources. Thanks to this program, I now have over 20 years of high-quality data on the chemistry and aquatic life of Iowa's lakes. This sort of long-term data set is extremely rare and valuable and will make my research more robust. I'm early on in my project, but I hypothesize that as the abundance of algae goes up, the diversity of that algae will decrease, and I may even find that harmful algae species, such as cyanobacteria, which are potentially toxic, may dominate in these high-nutrient environments. This research is important because these harmful algae blooms negatively impact our economic and social benefits of our freshwater resources. When all of this algae inevitably dies, it sinks to the bottom of the lake and is consumed by bacteria. This process of decomposition uses up the oxygen in the lake, making it inhospitable to oxygen-requiring organisms such as fish, and it kills them off in large numbers. Furthermore, as I mentioned earlier, some algae produce toxins. These toxins make people and animals very sick, and they're difficult to remove, which affects drinking water quality. As you can see, harmful algae blooms not only affect people, but wildlife. The more we understand about this algae-nutrient relationship, the more we can use that information to inform land managers, farmers, and all those who enjoy Iowa's lakes about our connection and impact on our freshwater resources. Hopefully someday soon, you can go to a lake here in Iowa and enjoy yourself, free of these concerning warnings. Thank you.
Let's focus that picture on your left, my right. What do you see? Leaves from fall, Cyrite bus, or gas station? Well, what if I say you can take those leaves, make it into fuel, and then pump it into Cyrite bus and make that bus run? Well, sounds funny, interesting. Let's see how it can be done. I call that strategy WTF. Well, what the fuel? Let's see what you mean by W. It's the waste. So in all over the Iowa, there is like more than 1 billion pound of waste being generated every year. That's huge, right? So that's the problem, and we got a solution. Let's go for the solution that is T-side, treatment, right? How it can be done. So treatment can be done by two methods. First, chemical, second, biological. What if we combine them both? Well, we'll end up getting higher yield. So let's learn how it can be done. In the chemical method, we take 4% of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is nothing but just a battery acid found in your car. So we take that sulfuric acid. What it does is that it breaks the long chain of cellulose that is found in the leaves, and it loosens up them, right? And then we go for biological method, where we take bacteria like Bacillus, and then what it does is that it breaks the cellulose chain into glucose molecule. So once we get the glucose molecule, what we are going to do is we are going to take Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Yeah, that's the baker's yeast, what we used to use in the baking, right? So we take that baker's yeast, and then we convert the glucose into ethanol. So that is where we have our fuel, right? So how to extract that? So, well, let's go towards the fuel, like how to get that F, right? So what we do is we implement the process called distillation. So in distillation, we do is we take the bioreactor and we heat it up above 172 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, what it does it, it evaporates the ethanol and collects in one place. Well, we get the ethanol, and now we can use that ethanol and supply it into the gas station, and then pump it into Cyrite bus and make that bus running. Now we will thank the science of making the biofuel, and instead of cursing the science of digging the petroleum fuel, so we'll get our fuel and we'll get that bus running. And I think that is one of the huge achievements that we get from the science, right? So thank you.
Here's a picture of a child diagnosed with Fanconi anemia. Fanconi anemia is a blood condition where the bone marrow is unable to produce adequate amount of red blood cells. Fortunately for this child, my research on stem cell has the potential to restore a normal and healthy living for the child. The human body is made up of cells, and during development, cells must make important decisions to divide into specific cell types. For example, cell A can decide to divide into a nerve cell, and cell B can decide to divide into to divide into a liver cell, and cell C can decide to divide into a muscle cell. And based on these divisions, we classify cells on 3 broad categories: mesodermal, ectodermal, and endodermal. Stem cells are a specific type of cell that they can serve as a valuable source of therapy in helping patients with Fanconi anemia. They also allow us to study diseases like Fanconi anemia because they can be cultured for a long time in the laboratory. I study pluripotent stem cells, and during development, these pluripotent stem cells express certain proteins like NANOX, OX2, and OX4. And while we know a lot about these pluripotent stem cells and these proteins, we don't know what role these proteins play during development. So I asked the question using biological data sets: what is the role of NANOG during differentiation? And recently we found some interesting results. NANOG has the ability to change its binding partner, and by changing of this binding partner, it directs how cells differentiate. For example, when NANOG binds with OX2 and OX4, it keeps cells in their pluripotent condition, and when it binds with L8X1, it allows cells to divide towards the mesodermal route. This discovery is very interesting to us because it allows us to see these stem cells and these proteins in a new light. First, they can act as a pluripotency maintainer, and second, they can be involved in lineage specification. And we are very excited about translating this discovery to helping patients with Fanconi anemia, since we can direct cells towards a particular route and produce specific cell types. Stem cells are no longer the future of medicine, but they are now at the forefront at which we approach cell therapy. Thank you.
Yes. Efficient and recyclable capture of rare earth elements by covalent organic frameworks. Now, what are these rare earth elements, and are they really that rare? Well, actually, they're quite ubiquitous. You might be even holding a few in your hand right now. I'm talking about your phone. The thing is, rare earth elements are these precious metals that are used in the production of chips that run most of the electronics nowadays. But not just for consumer purposes, but also for industries such as transportation, defense, healthcare, petroleum refining, and power generation. Now, I said that these elements are ubiquitous, but that doesn't mean that their supply is not limited. In fact, you can tell from this graph on top that China is heavily dominating the production of rare earth elements, with the United States only coming at around 14% of that global share. Of course, no country wants to find itself in such a disparity, and so rare earth elements have been declared a matter of national security, environmental future, economic growth, and energy independence. So we responded to that challenge by generating new materials that could be efficient at recycling these rare earth elements from the devices that we already have here, but maybe those that became electronic waste. And so we call them COFs, or covalent organic frameworks. It's that structure, symmetrical looking structure up there. Essentially, they're crystalline, highly porous. It means they have high surface area, chemically stable organic polymers. We can customize them based on their pore size, but also shape, and molecularly tailor for a selective capture of rare earth elements. How do we evaluate the performance of this material? Well, really, the most critical parameter is its maximum capacity. In other words, how many rare earth elements can be captured using just 1 gram of this COF. And so I'm pleased to tell you that we can do as high as 0.6 grams of rare earths for each gram of COF. You might be thinking to yourself, is it really that impressive? Well, actually, it is, because when you put it in the context, we're doing 400% better than the next best competitor out there. So I would consider that a breakthrough. In addition, we demonstrate that this material can be reused at least 3 times, and that means that the production costs for COFs and extraction costs for rare earth elements significantly go down. So putting it all together on this little recyclability chart on the far right, we think that these materials can really change the rare earth application industry and perhaps even the world, because sooner or later, unfortunately, your phone will become electronic waste. But we'll take it for electron scrapping, prepare a solution of rare earth elements out of it, and then use this COF technology to recapture and recycle these elements for the new chips to be put in the next generation phones, ultimately minimizing waste and making a world a better place. Thank you.
How many of you have interacted with deer before, whether that be through hunting, farming, or you have just seen them in the wild? I'm sure quite a few of us have. Deer are an essential part to our society. They provide hunters with food, deer farmers with livestock, and they are a large part of Native American culture. The problem is deer are greatly impacted by chronic wasting disease. Chronic wasting disease is a neurodegenerative disease that is ultimately fatal as there is no cure for it. Clinical signs of this disease occurring in deer include severe weight loss, hypersalivation, loss of their coat, and they will typically act in a much more friendly manner towards humans. The first case of chronic wasting disease occurring was in Colorado in 1967. Since then, this disease has become distributed among 31 US states as of September of 2023. As this disease has become increasingly distributed over the past 56 years, we aim to better understand how it is being transmitted. Chronic wasting disease accumulates in a deer's brain, affecting their central nervous system, but it also sheds out of their feces, urine, saliva, and blood, contaminating the environment. This contamination, along with nose-to-nose contact with free-ranging deer, could lead to other species coming into contact with this disease. These species include sheep, cattle, and pig, whereas humans could come into contact through the consumption of diseased meat. My research aims at understanding how these other species are affected by this deadly disease, and if they play a part in the distribution of it. Results from my research so far have shown sheep are able to be carriers of chronic wasting disease. They do not show clinical signs of becoming sick from it, but they do appear positive when we test their tissues in the lab. When we take material from a sheep, positive material, and we inoculate it into a deer model, the deer model does show clinical signs of chronic wasting disease. This is important because it helps us understand that although sheep aren't of concern of becoming visibly sick from chronic wasting disease, they could be assisting in the transmission of it. Future work will look at these various other species. How are they affected by this deadly disease, and how do they play a part in the distribution of it? Thank you.
During pregnancy, it's not just the baby that's developing, but also a very critical organ called the placenta. The placenta is the lifeline for the baby and can also impact mother's health. Cells from the baby's side that help form this placenta during pregnancy travel and invade the mother's uterus. This invasion, if it's too shallow or too deep, both can be extremely harmful and can cause pregnancy complications. So this invasion has to be precise, because if invasion is shallow, it can lead to premature birth of the baby, and invasion is too deep, it can lead to internal bleeding in the mother's uterus. Precise invasion comes with precise regulation of genes, and this goes down to the DNA of placental cells. The DNA element that I focus on is called an enhancer. Enhancers help regulate genes that in turn make proteins that help cells perform functions like invasion. Now let's imagine cells to be an espresso machine, where the ultimate job is to produce coffee. Just like espresso machines have knobs to regulate and fine-tune the strength of the coffee, cells can have enhancers that ultimately control the amount of protein being produced. Now, since we can't use cells from a currently pregnant woman to test these cellular knobs, we used cells which we manipulate and grow in a dish in our lab. Using these cells in my research, we found that we could use a method where we essentially broke the enhancer. And we did this carefully and in different ways. This broken enhancer now lost its regulation capacity and also could not produce the right amount of protein. We not only saw that it lost its regulation capacity, did not produce the right amount of protein, but also had an impact on placental cell invasion. Identifying these regulatory mechanisms, especially during early pregnancy, during the formation of placenta, helps us develop more targeted drugs. And targeting drugs during this time can ensure healthy babies and healthy mothers during pregnancy. Thanks.
What does it mean to be successful? We each have our own ideas of how to define success, but in evolutionary biology, the definition is simple: to pass genes to the next generation. This reproductive success is measured by the number of offspring that survive to adulthood. Today, I'm going to talk about how size, strength, and social skills lead to success for our close genetic relatives, savanna baboons. These baboons live in large social groups of up to 200 members. This leads to competition between males for access to mating opportunities. competition can lead to conflict, which is why size and strength are so beneficial. However, in nature, conflict can be costly. Costly conflict leads to injury, which means the animal must focus on healing instead of on mating effort. And if injury leads to death, he has lost not just one, but all future mating opportunities. This is why social skills are so important as we learn about patterns in primate evolution. My study follows male baboons as they develop from juvenile to adolescent to adult. As they grow in size and strength, how do they also increase their social skills? We keep careful grooming records for the 140 baboons in the wild troop we study in Kenya. Using these grooming records, I'm able to count the number of grooming partners for each male over time. With this analysis, I found that male baboons tend to have more partners as they get older. This past summer, I spent time with the baboons in Kenya. I identified males in different stages of development and followed them closely, making notes on frequencies of social behaviors. I found that in general, males do spend more time in friendly rather than aggressive behaviors. I also found that juveniles, while they spend a lot of time in play, also spend time practicing the same social behaviors seen in older adolescents and adults, such as grooming their friends, greeting adult males, and even mounting females. My goal is to understand how the differences between these males persist over time, and whether those who consistently demonstrate a high number of grooming partners and a high frequency of greeting behaviors go on to have more mating opportunities than those who rely on size and strength but not social skills. I expect that males who develop social skills early go on to have more reproductive success. Although our common ancestor with baboons was almost 30 million years ago, we share so much evolutionary history. We also live in a similar social environment with the potential for both competition and cooperation. It is clear to primatologists that social skills are deeply encoded into primate DNA. Since humans are just another primate species, I propose that as humans, we measure our success as a species and as a society by our ability to maintain meaningful social connections and avoid costly conflict. Thank you.
I would like to acknowledge the planning committee for this event. I'm not sure how to explain to people who don't see it every day like I do how hard these individuals work. The effort for next year's event will start maybe immediately after this one is over, tomorrow, today even. This group is so dedicated to this event. They love the 3MT. They're so motivated by it and so inspired by the work that the students are doing and to help them build these communication skills. It's just something to behold in my office to see them get together just so frequently, talking about this with such passion and excitement. Denise Verkota, who's standing back there by the door, I just want to say one extra piece of something about her because I learned at lunch today, I didn't realize this, that she's worked at Iowa State, or she did work at Iowa State for 45 years. She's now retired. So she was here for 45 years on the staff, on the faculty, retired, but she still wants to be on this committee. And so she continues to do this. That's the kind of dedication. But really, all the members of the committee are fantastic. So thank you to them. And there are also many, many volunteers from across campus who participated in the preliminary round in October and today, and many, many more students who volunteered to do this. This is not required on our campus. No graduate program requires it. Although I did hear from my next door neighbor, who's a major professor for some students, who told me that he pretty much required it of his students. But this is something that students do voluntarily, and I think it's true. I certainly feel it at this moment. Most people aren't very comfortable getting in front of an audience and speaking, and this is a different type of communication skill for graduate students. So I just think it's tremendous that so many students. We had over 100 students sign up originally to do this and get started in the competition, and it was winnowed down to these 8 excellent finalists. So it's great. And I think all the students, so I've told people during the planning sessions that I think anybody who puts themselves out there and does this voluntarily is a winner. And then I think everybody who participated in that early round really is a winner, and certainly today, although we're only going to recognize 3 students with awards, I think all 8 of them were excellent and are definitely great examples of the fantastic graduate student population we have here at Iowa State. Okay, so with that, we give out 3 awards. There's the People's Choice Award, which is determined by votes from here in the room and from all over the world, potentially. The winner of the People's Choice Award will receive a $250 scholarship. The same is true for the second place finisher, which is one of the judges' determinations, a $250 scholarship. And then the first place person will receive a $500 scholarship, plus have all of their travel expenses covered to attend the Midwestern Association of Graduate Schools meeting in St. Louis, Missouri in April, and represent the university there in that competition among Midwestern universities. So with that, drum roll, the People's Choice winner, I'll cover that one first, is, and I hope I get this as close as possible to correct, Oluwate Bailoba Amanu. Sure, come on up. Congratulations. The second place finisher is Alexander Volkov. Congratulations. And our first place winner is Ashwini Ranjaraj. Congratulations. So, congratulations to all the participants, particularly the award winners. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this afternoon. Please stay and have some additional refreshments if you'd like. Look at the facilities here at Ryman Gardens, which are fantastic, especially on a beautiful day like this. Thank you for all of everybody who joined remotely, and I hope we'll see many of you next year in November for the final round in 2024.
measure 66.
Different for euphoniums, right?
No. Oh, yes. 1, 2, F, D.
I think it's different ones for you guys. Starting.
Let's find something safer. Is there a 3-4? 66. You've got rest, rest, FD.
Pretty sure it's 51. Yeah, pretty sure.
Go back about 20 bars. FD,
Might be even 12. Might be
66. 1, 2, 3.
I visited a lot of colleges in my search, and Iowa State felt like home. When you step on campus, it feels familiar.
The first time I came here, I came in the summer. Very pretty, I really liked the campus. The next time I came was probably the more informative one, which was in the middle of winter. Even then, it was just as pretty, and I got to go through the whole department. That impression made me really want to choose Iowa State.
I liked what the college vibe was here. Has that sense of community on top of the big college feel.
When I was looking at vet schools, I wanted a program that was strong in food animal medicine, was located in the Midwest, and I got really lucky that my in-state school is Iowa State. I've been interested in veterinary medicine since high school. I had a really strong interest in animals and science and figuring out how things worked and why they worked.
Both of my parents went to college, and it's something since I was a young kid is they valued education. They strive to make us push to high levels of education, getting A's in every class, doing the best you can on any work assignment.
I didn't know what to expect out of the architecture program. It's been really rewarding learning those things, getting to a point where I feel comfortable doing those things and that I'm excited at those things and doing it with some of my closest friends now.
Ever since I was a little kid, I loved anything that flew. I really wanted to be a pilot or an astronaut, so probably since I was about 5, I was really like, I really want to do this. There was really no other major I wanted to do more than aerospace.
I've always been passionate about nature. I grew up playing in a creek in my backyard, and thinking about protecting wildlife has always been something I've been passionate about.
One of the things I love about Iowa State is that they have 800 plus organizations, and so during my time here, I've been really able to delve into all the different opportunities here, and some of those were International Student Council and Trend Magazine, which when you look at the two organizations, they're so different. I get to really tap into different sides of my interests, and both of them allowed me to get tangible experience in what I'm interested in that will really help me after graduating.
I really liked Iowa State because we're very hands-on. We have a lot of great labs that we jump into right away from first year. You're spending a lot of time in the classroom, but also a lot of time out of the classroom.
My most recent study abroad experience was in Antarctica. Being able to go to somewhere so far away has really helped open my eyes on just how vast and different places can be. To do it with my classmates and be able to learn while doing it is just awesome.
Everyone comes into college and they want to try on all these new hats and do all these things, and I think the beauty of that is that you find people that are looking for the similar things too, and you're able to build those connections that hopefully last a lifetime.
I would not be here today, I would say, with the experiences that I've had without my support system, and I owe it to them for being the student that I am today and being able to push myself further and grow as a student, both personally and academically.
I've just grown and matured 3 years into life. Learned different things, I've grown in different areas, just kind of learned to be more of myself.
I have served as the Class of 2024 president for the last 4 years, and I've had some really great opportunities to meet regularly with the dean of our college and do it in a way that would foster collaboration and foster communication.
I'm just proud of the way I've navigated this experience, right? Being a first-generation college student, being able to come here and feeling like I was able to tap into a network of people that were inspiring, really.
I'm probably most proud of a lot of the research work I did, been able to have a lot of impact. It's just been a lot of fun to be able to interact with all these different groups.
I think being a cyclone means being versatile.
To be a cyclone is definitely to have passion for what you're doing.
It means to be part of a whole.
Being a cyclone for me has meant being able to pave my own path and explore things that I would not have thought to even do
Being a cyclone means to be an explorer.
Someone who's knowledgeable on the things that they work on and to be professional and helpful.
It's never just about you. When you're here at Iowa State, when you're a cyclone, it's about all of the other people who are cyclones with you.
Turn around and it feels like home. Look around and it feels like home.
I would describe my time at Iowa State as fulfilling.
Exceptional. I've gotten to meet so many new people, to have so many friends, to have so much fun.
I would say transformative.
I would choose plentiful. There was always something I could do or some opportunity that I could look at.
Family. That's Iowa State to a T.
Thank you, Mom, for pushing me and always trying to get me to go out of my comfort zone.
I would really like to thank the friends and community that I've been able to find here at Iowa State, as well as the Greenlee School of Journalism.
I want to thank my dad first and foremost. He's kind of been that guy who's like, education is up top.
This was the right choice, and nothing would change my mind about that.
Turn around and it feels like home. Look around and it feels like home.
Good evening. Iowa State University is pleased and honored to welcome the family and friends of our graduates to the Spring 2024 Graduate College Commencement Ceremony here in Hilton Coliseum. Today's commencement ceremony recognizes recent graduates in Iowa State University's proud 166-year history of academic achievement, excellence, and service. The processional will begin with the presentation of the college banner by the Graduate College's student marshal, who will be accompanied by the dean and the student's university escort. The posting of the college banner will be followed by the processional of candidates for master's degrees, followed by candidates for doctoral degrees and their presenting professors. Members of the assembly may remain seated during the processional. At this time, it is our privilege to present to you Daniel McGinnis, student marshal for the Graduate College. Daniel is accompanied by Dr. Shira Zerbib, associate professor of mathematics, and by Dean William Graves. It is our privilege to present to you the candidates for graduation from the Graduate College at Iowa State University. Signaling the official beginning of our graduate college commencement ceremony, the University Mace, carried by Chief Faculty Marshal Dr. Robert Wallace, precedes the President. We ask that the candidates for graduation and the members of the Assembly to please rise as you are able for the procession of the members of the Iowa State University academic community, led by President Dr. Wendy Winterstein. Iowa State University is very pleased to introduce Carly Nelson as the Spring 2024 Graduate College Commencement vocalist. Ms. Nelson will sing our national anthem.
Please join me in our singing of the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Graduates, family, and friends, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Wendy Winterstein, President of Iowa State University.
Good evening. I'm very pleased to welcome you to Iowa State University's Spring 2024 Graduate College Commencement Ceremony. At this time, I would like to introduce the members of the platform party. I ask they please stand and remain standing until all introductions are made. Dr. Janet Thompson, Morrill Professor of the Department of Natural Resources, Ecology, and Management at Iowa State University and commencement speaker.
Dr. Jonathan Wickert, Senior Vice President and Provost. Dr. Toya Younger, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Peter Dorhout, Vice President for Research. Ms. Sharon Evans, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Dr. Dawn Bratz-Prince, Associate Provost for Faculty. Dr. Jeffrey Johnson, Laura and Russ Talbot, Endowed President and Chief Executive Officer of the Iowa State University Alumni Association. Dr. Robert Wallace, Associate Professor of Ecology, Evolution, and Organismal Biology and Chief Faculty Marshal. Dr. William Graves, Dean of the Graduate College. Dr. Laura Dunn-Jolly, Dean and Dean's Chair of the College of Human Sciences. Dr. Samuel Easterling, James L. and Catherine S. Melsa, Endowed Dean of the College of Engineering. Dr. Leslie Hogbin, Associate Dean for Graduate Studies and Faculty Development in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Dr. Ruth McDonald, Associate Dean for Personnel and Finance in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Dr. Scott Johnson, Associate Dean for Research and Academic Personnel in the Ivy College of Business. Dr. Seda McGilligan, Senior Associate Dean for Academic Personnel Success and Strategic Initiatives. Dr. Paul Plummer, Associate Dean of Research and Graduate Studies in the College of Veterinary Medicine. Ms. Hannah Skates Kettler, Associate University Librarian for Academic Services. Dr. Jennifer Sukon, University Registrar, and the faculty marshals for today's commencement ceremony. Please join me in recognizing them. You may be seated. On behalf of our university leaders, faculty, and staff, we are delighted to honor and celebrate our newest graduates of Iowa State University. Commencement is the most important and significant ceremony the university holds. For our graduates, it represents the culmination of years of hard work, focused study, perseverance, and personal growth. For family and friends, it is a time to share in the success of their graduate and to be recognized for the wonderful support and care they have provided throughout the years. And for Iowa State University, it represents the successful completion of our most important responsibility to society, preparing the next generation of scholars, innovators, and leaders. Graduates, tonight you join the very special group of people who hold advanced degrees from this renowned institution. No matter where you go in the world, you are now part of this legacy of excellence at Iowa State University. We look forward to what your future holds. We know that you will continue to make us proud. Congratulations to all of you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the keynote speaker for tonight's graduate commencement ceremony. Dr. Janet Thompson is a Morrill Professor of Natural Resource Ecology and Management here at Iowa State University. The title of Morrill Professor recognizes faculty for outstanding success in teaching and learning as reflected by national or international reputation. Dr. Thompson also directs the Urban Natural Resources Ecosystems and Landscape Laboratory and works with undergraduate and graduate researchers to investigate social, economic, and biophysical dynamics of land use in urban landscapes. She has co-authored with colleagues as well as undergraduate and graduate students over 100 published journal articles and book chapters about urban natural resources research. She has also published a number of articles focused on teaching and learning. The recipient of several teaching and research awards, Dr. Thompson is active in service to her department, college, and university, as well as professional organizations at local, state, regional, and national levels. Dr. Thompson earned a bachelor's degree in forestry from Michigan Technological University and a master's in agronomy and a PhD in forestry from Iowa State University. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Janet Thompson.
Thank you for that introduction. President Winterstein, Provost Wickard, esteemed members of the Platform Party, family members and friends who are gathered here, and especially to today's graduates, good evening. It is a good evening, right? It's such an honor to be invited to be your commencement speaker. I have had the privilege to work with several of you who are here today, as well as with your colleagues who came to study at Iowa State before you. I have enjoyed my roles both as a mentor for a number of you and as a faculty member who has, in fact, been mentored in return by you. So I thought I would frame my comments today as a mirroring session and share and mirror back to you a few things that I have learned from you. And by you, I mean you all, in a collective sense. And I do this as a way to congratulate you and to thank you. So here we go. I want to mirror back to you just 4 of the things that you have helped me learn more about. Those 4 things include community, curiosity, courage, and creativity. First, community. Many of us have heard of learning communities, which are in fact a point of pride for Iowa State, especially for our undergraduate programs. But you all take it several steps further, and often, but not always, without the same level of support from faculty and staff members that is provided to undergraduates. You are pretty adept at forming your own communities of learners, providing mutual aid to one another during this often challenging thing called graduate school. You might organize around your discipline or as part of an interdisciplinary team or around interests that are in common apart from your discipline. You have an innate sense of how, by working together, you can accomplish more during your graduate programs. As the Musketeers said, all for one and one for all. Those of you in these communities may also spend time together studying or exploring the outdoors or doing service projects, and in so doing, you generally care for and learn from and about each other. Sometimes it is more structured, such as a formal graduate student organization that you may be a member of, and you might have official functions in your home departments. You usually work together to get these things done, and maybe you think of other things that would be cool to do, and together you organize and you do them too. That's a great model for all of us. How many of you have had meaningful experiences as a part of a community with your fellow graduate students? Great. As I look around and as you look around, think about how you can keep those connections and maintain that sense of community as you move to the next stage of your life journey. And maybe someone else on this platform will talk more about how to stay connected. All right, the second point, curiosity. One of your predecessors, with whom I worked closely for a few years, often used the phrase, "Can you imagine?" Well, how about it? Could you have imagined 5 or 6 years ago that you would be here today? Not so many. I'm putting my hand down too because I could not have imagined where I'm standing right now. But what I want to say is that you, individually and collectively, have an innate sense that makes you wonder, what if? And the really cool thing is that most of you follow up on that question, and you are not afraid to think about possibilities and pursue them with vigor and rigor, even when the going gets tough. And that often leads you to discoveries, maybe a new way to conduct an experiment or a new process to combine colors and textures in a work of art, or a previously unknown way to combine ingredients to make a unique granola bar or ice cream flavor. You've probably heard the saying that curiosity killed the cat. And I know from many pandemic-era Zoom meetings with a number of you that many of you do have cats. And you know they like to investigate everything pretty thoroughly, sometimes including your computer keyboard and your screen. But there is so much to gain from being curious in that way. So keep asking, what if? And keep chasing down those answers. Okay, my third point, courage. It takes a lot of mental and physical strength in graduate school to keep going with your eye on the goal. Here again, a former student I worked with often said the phrase, "Sometimes you just have to insist," as a way of saying she was going to stick with it until she was finished, pretty much no matter what. You have all likely faced problems, maybe with laboratory equipment, or times when the weather didn't cooperate with your field study schedule, or when the kiln didn't fire, or the dog ate your homework. No, seriously, many things go right, but when things seem to go wrong along the way, you have shown great courage. It wouldn't be called research if we already knew how to do it, or if we already knew all the answers that might be out there. And sometimes you just have to keep on keeping on to make it happen. And time again, you all do just that. You keep on keeping on. That is truly an inspiration to me, and probably to all of us. And that's just the doing part. After that, there's the thinking and writing part. Now, I will observe that not all of you may have approached the writing part with quite as much gusto as you may have approached the practical work. So it may take even more courage for you to stick with it. And writing is an individual effort. Even if you're in a writing group, you have to summon your courage to put it all down on paper. And it has great value when you do that, by sharing it with others. Maybe it's your artist's statement, or a short story, or a manuscript for publication, or a thesis, or a dissertation. It takes a ton of courage, and maybe also a ton of chocolate, or Krispy Kreme donuts, or whatever the thing is that helps you make it happen. And your courage gets you there. And then last, but certainly not least, creativity. Those of you who are artists, painters, or sculptors, or ceramicists, or maybe you're a designer of things like buildings and bridges, or of events, you know how to imagine a thing and maybe put it on paper, and in the end, how to make it a real thing or a real event. And sometimes there's some troubleshooting to do to make it into that, to bring your mental vision, the thing you see when you close your eyes, to fruition. And some of you who pursue, for example, creative writing, are not only able to see it in your own mind's eye, but you can actually describe the settings and events in a way that helps your readers see it come alive. Those of you who pursue research in other disciplines are also skilled at finding creative ways to solve problems. We depend on all of you to keep after those creative efforts, and we are inspired by your ability to do so. Another of your predecessors that I worked with had a way of characterizing his efforts on any given day as either body work or brain work. The body work referred to the more or less rote processes, let's say putting equipment in order or drawing samples from wells. But the brain work is an essential piece of creativity, and it takes so much focused attention and positive energy to make it happen. And you have all pulled that off again and again and again. Wow. Give your neighbors a high five. So, community, curiosity, courage, and creativity. As I draw my remarks to a close, I want to say that I am very sincere about how much I have learned from all of you and how much I've enjoyed it. I think many others here will agree that all of you, individually and collectively, are a great source of inspiration to us. And the way you form community and model curiosity, courage, and creativity makes our roles so much more enjoyable. And indeed, it is one of the things that makes Iowa State University the great place that it is. Thank you all.
Thank you for those inspiring words, Dr. Thompson. Another round of applause for our commencement speaker.
President Winterstein will begin the recognition of our graduates, followed by the presentation of degrees.
At this time, I call upon Senior Vice President and Provost Dr. Jonathan Wickard to recognize those students graduating with distinction.
I would now like to recognize the graduate students who are receiving Teaching Excellence Awards and Research Excellence Awards. Students receiving these awards tonight are being recognized for their outstanding teaching or for their exceptional research accomplishments in a graduate program, and they are wearing cardinal and gold honor cords. Will these students please rise so we can recognize you? On behalf of our faculty, I offer you sincere congratulations. Thank you for your excellent contributions during your studies. Please be seated.
Provost Wickard, I now call upon you for the conferring of degrees.
We shall now proceed with the conferring of degrees, and we will begin with the conferring of the Doctor of Philosophy and the Doctor of Education degrees. The Dean of the Graduate College will ask the doctoral candidates to stand, and he will present them to the President. After President Winterstein formally awards the degrees, the graduates will then be seated. A faculty marshal will dismiss students to come to the stage and be recognized. During the hooding ceremony tonight, the degree recipients will be escorted and hooded by their major professors who have worked with them throughout their study for the doctoral degree. These hoods connect the graduates with a family of scholars throughout history from all parts of the world and with this great university. Now, Dr. William Graves, Dean of the Graduate College, will present these candidates to the President.
Candidates for doctoral degrees, please rise as you are able. The Graduate College awards two types of doctoral degrees, the Doctor of Philosophy and the Doctor of Education. Doctorates are awarded only to those who have completed an intensive and demanding course of study. For the Doctor of Philosophy, the primary focus is on conducting research that must be original, planned after mastering related human knowledge, and documented in a publicly available dissertation. For the Doctor of Education, the dissertation demonstrates the use of critical inquiry to address a complex problem of practice. Those receiving doctorates today have demonstrated that they are experts in their fields whose research has contributed to human knowledge, and it is documented in a publicly available dissertation. The hoods they assume today symbolize their admission to the ranks of those who have earned the titles Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Education. President Winterstein, these candidates have completed all required courses, demonstrated their ability in research or critical inquiry, and passed all examinations. They are recommended by the graduate faculty and the Faculty Senate, and they are approved by the Iowa Board of Regents for doctoral degrees.
In recognition of the satisfactory completion of your respective programs in the Graduate College, and by the authority delegated to me by the Iowa Board of Regents, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy or Doctor of Education with its accompanying rights, privileges, and obligations. The diploma, now to be placed in your hands, and the hood with which you will be invested, shall forever be the testimony of this highest academic rank. Congratulations.
Doctoral graduates, you may now be seated. The faculty marshals will dismiss you by row to approach the stage. We will begin with Dean Graves presenting the Graduate College's Student Marshal to President Winterstein.
President Winterstein, Provost Wickert, I am pleased to introduce our Student Marshal, Daniel McGinnis, who is escorted by Dr. Shira Zerbib, Associate Professor of Mathematics. Daniel joined the Graduate College in 2019 to pursue a doctorate in mathematics after earning a Bachelor of Arts from New College of Florida. His doctoral scholarship focused on geometry, specifically geometric transversal theory. He contributed to the solution for a conjecture, which we can think of as an unproven presumption that had been unsolved for 30 years. And he improved a bound, the maximum that a certain geometric value can be, that had not been improved for 20 years. Daniel has published 10 research papers in academic journals, with others in peer review. He's excelled academically in coursework and gained valuable experience by teaching Math 160, Survey of Calculus, and assisting with the instruction of several other undergraduate math courses. He received the Graduate College Research Excellence Award, the Zaffarano Prize, the Miller Family Research Excellence Award, and the Aggie Ho Research Award. In addition, Daniel's exceptional performance led to invited visits to collaborate with scholars in South Korea and Germany. Daniel was selected to receive a prestigious mathematical sciences postdoctoral research fellowship from the National Science Foundation, and he soon will begin a postdoctoral appointment at Princeton University. We take great pride in Daniel's accomplishments, and we thank Dr. Zerbib for her effective mentorship. Congratulations, Daniel.
Sedege Giyansi, major in environmental science, presented by Dr. Janet Thompson.
Sarah Chase, major in education, presented by Dr. Catherine Bruna and Dr. Gabriel Rodriguez.
Leslie Browning Simoni, major in apparel, merchandising, and design, presented by Dr. Rachel Ike.
Julie Opgenorth, major in animal science, presented by Dr. Lance Baumgart.
Caroline Zoe Shum, major in apparel, merchandising, and design, presented by Dr. Rachel Ike and Dr. Melton Denziel Karakaya.
Sonia Rodriguez Jimenez, major in animal physiology, presented by Dr. Lance Baumgart.
Joshua Shum, major in business and technology, presented by Dr. Frank Montalban and Dr. Peter Ralston.
Aparna Krishnamurthy, major in analytical chemistry, presented by Dr. Robin Anand.
Balin Hernandez, major in veterinary pathology, presented by Dr. A. Fales Williams.
Umesha Peramune, major in analytical chemistry, presented by Dr. Robin Anand.
Jian Chen, major in agricultural economics, presented by Dr. Hong Li Fong.
Yun Hui Chi, major in statistics, presented by Dr. Peng Liu.
Grace Amelia Moeller, major in animal science, presented by Dr. Daniel Thompson and Dr. Anna Johnson.
Zili Chow, major in statistics, presented by Dr. Peng Liu.
Stasha Horiski, major in chemistry, presented by Dr. Alexander Gundlach Graham.
Hao Wang, major in statistics, presented by Dr. Peng Liu.
Sarah Zakis, major in chemistry, presented by Dr. Alexander Gundlach Graham.
Yushan Gu, major in statistics, presented by Dr. Peng Liu.
Agata Guzkarowska, major in applied linguistics and technology, presented by Dr. John Levis.
Connor DePius, major in mathematics, presented by Dr. Steve Butler.
Zoe Zavatsky, major in applied linguistics and technology, presented by Dr. John Levis.
Kieran Jazeel Martin, major in mathematics, presented by Dr. Steve Butler.
Henry Christopher Chung, major in bioinformatics and computational biology, presented by Dr. Ido Friedberg.
Justin Stevenson, major in mathematics, presented by Dr. Steve Butler.
Aniket Banerjee, major in applied mathematics, presented by Dr. Rana Parshad.
Finn Reinbacher, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. James Michael.
Thomas Wayne Griffin, majors in applied mathematics and computer science, presented by Dr. Rana Parshad and Dr. James Lathrop.
Cheetish Subedi, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. James Michael and Dr. Song Chang Kong.
Megan Elizabeth Hills, major in education, presented by Dr. Zoe Thornton.
Ryan Werner, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. James Michael.
Kyle Thomas Collins, major in education, presented by Dr. Zoe Thornton and Dr. Erin Doran.
Mohammed Amin, major in human-computer interaction, presented by Dr. Richard Stone.
Mona Chakraborty, major in computer science, presented by Dr. Chi Lee.
Fatima Ziad Magadeya, major in industrial engineering, presented by Dr. Richard Stone.
Aditya Kulkarni, major in computer science, presented by Dr. Chi Lee.
Zonglun Wang, major in industrial engineering, presented by Dr. Richard Stone.
Zara Kazalzadeh, major in industrial engineering, presented by Dr. Ching Lee.
Hassan Mohammed Wasfi, major in human-computer interaction, presented by Dr. Richard Stone.
Parvin Mohammadiar Vajeh, major in industrial engineering, presented by Dr. Ching Lee.
Shireen Palmer Bagastani, major in applied linguistics and technology, presented by Dr. Carol Chappell.
Ali Rabe, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Bhaskar Ganapathasubramanian.
Heyun Kim, major in applied linguistics and technology, presented by Dr. Carol Chappell.
Zhan Yao Li, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Sumik Sarkar.
Mohammad Imtiazul Alam, major in human-computer interaction, presented by Dr. Elliot Weiner.
Kai Leung Tun, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Sumik Sarkar.
Jack Ryan Miller, majors in human-computer interaction and computer engineering, presented by Dr. Elliot Weiner.
Sin Young Tan, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Sumak Sarkar.
Robert Philpott III, majors in aerospace engineering and human-computer interaction, presented by Dr. Elliot Weiner.
Li Cheng, major in apparel, merchandising, and design, presented by Dr. Ling Zhang.
Smriti Ajit, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Jonathan Wood.
Constance Renee Spotts, major in apparel, merchandising, and design, presented by Dr. Ling Zhang.
Yi Dong, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Jonathan Wood.
April Alicia Stanley, major in apparel, merchandising, and design, presented by Dr. Ling Zhang.
Maroa Mumtaran, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Jonathan Wood.
Paul Stephen Hengestag, major in education, presented by Dr. Ann Gansimer Toth.
Muhandiramlage Dasanaike, major in organic chemistry, presented by Dr. Arthur Winter.
Pallavi Sugantha Ebenezer, major in electrical engineering, presented by Dr. Randall Geiger.
Atri Mukhopadhyay, major in organic chemistry, presented by Dr. Arthur Winter.
El Lim Kim, major in psychology, presented by Dr. Douglas Gentile.
Sarasija Sudarshan, major in aerospace engineering, presented by Dr. Anupam Sharma.
Raquel Henier Alves Soares, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Carmen Gomez.
Zhangming Zheng, major in aerospace engineering, presented by Dr. Anupam Sharma.
Zoe Jacqueline Lambert, major in biomedical sciences, presented by Dr. M. Heather Greenley.
Yejer Chan, major in chemical engineering, presented by Dr. Nigel Rule.
Indraning Ganguly, major in meteorology, presented by Dr. William Gutowski.
Caitlin Marie Higgins, major in genetics and genomics, presented by Dr. Sarah Anderson.
Ryan Goodrich, major in economics, presented by Dr. Chad Hart.
Kepas Mfande, majors in plant pathology and sustainable agriculture, presented by Dr. Gwyn Beatty.
Joshua Alexander Justison, major in ecology and evolutionary biology, presented by Dr. Tracy Heath.
Altai Oskul, major in applied linguistics and technology, presented by Dr. Gulbahar Beckett.
Purunjan Chatterjee, major in chemistry, presented by Dr. Wen-Yu Wang.
Oluwatoyosi Florence Akintayo, major in plant biology, presented by Dr. Madan Bhattacharya.
Jacob Ryan Fowler, major in geology, presented by Dr. Neil Iverson.
Vidyanidhi Durgadas Rege, major in hospitality management, presented by Dr. Eric Brown and Dr. Ken Tsai.
Efrain Rodriguez Ocasio, major in chemical engineering, presented by Dr. Laura Jarbo.
Jessica Leigh Brown, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Robert Brown.
Rose Titalistani, majors in agricultural and biosystems engineering, presented by Dr. Amy Kalita.
Joyce Warimu Kamal, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Ashley Buss.
Christian Marquise McRoberts, major in mathematics, presented by Dr. Bernard Liditsky.
Hannah Lee, major in statistics, presented by Dr. Alicia Karikuri.
Jaspreet Rishi, major in genetics and genomics, presented by Dr. Eileen Keating.
Yong Sung Ko, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Halil Chailan.
Bibek Bionju, major in food science and technology, presented by Dr. Buddy Lamzal.
Yanjil Kam Shumarja, major in business and technology, presented by Dr. Melissa Chamberlain.
Leila Patel, major in genetics and genomics, presented by Dr. Carolyn Lawrence Dill.
Dawi An, major in psychology, presented by Dr. Jason Chan.
Youngro Lee, major in aerospace engineering, presented by Dr. Dae-Young Lee.
Haley May Paluzzi, major in business and technology, presented by Dr. Hautsi Chen.
Christopher Darrell Slaney, major in hospitality management, presented by Dr. Sojung Lee.
Eshita Zaman, major in computer science, presented by Dr. Gianfranco Chiardo.
Logan Gregory Johnson, major in meat science, presented by Dr. Stephen Lonergan.
Zachary Johnson, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Jonathan Clausen.
Tuba Sumunju, major in economics, presented by Dr. Gary Lin.
Amir Zahedi, major in business and technology, presented by Dr. Andrew Creselius.
Dan Zhang, major in plant biology, presented by Dr. Gustavo McIntosh.
Lucas Carell Sotola, major in psychology, presented by Dr. Marcus Creed.
Christopher David Reed, major in rural agricultural, technological, and environmental, presented by Dr. Lawrence McDonald.
Holly Jo Loper, major in microbiology, presented by Dr. William Crumpton.
Suyun Hong, major in immunobiology, presented by Dr. Jody McGill.
Vishesh Bhatia, major in genetics and genomics, presented by Dr. Jack Deckers.
John Ray Apostol Romal, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Se Ong.
Minsu Oh, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Jing Dong O'Brien.
Alyssa Marie Holman, major in genetics and genomics, presented by Dr. Elizabeth McNeil.
Amali Kwasman, major in rhetoric and professional communication, presented by Dr. Abby Dubisar.
Brian Rudolph Zilli, major in mathematics, presented by Dr. Timothy McNichol.
Vishal Deep, major in computer engineering, presented by Dr. Henry Dewey.
Logan Kane Ott, major in microbiology, presented by Dr. Mela Milata.
Tan Chi Fan, major in engineering mechanics, presented by Dr. Ashraf Bastauros.
Allison Nicole Roth, major in chemistry, presented by Dr. Gordon Miller.
Mamoon Sharaf, major in nuclear physics, presented by Dr. James Sabari.
Robert Y. Belda, major in electrical engineering, presented by Dr. Mani Mina.
Lulu Claire Dickey, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Chris Raymond.
Heather Hadassah Tenbor, major in industrial and agricultural technology, presented by Dr. Gretchen Mosier.
Stephen Sang, major in biochemistry, presented by Dr. Julian Roche.
Anne Marine Carey, majors in sustainable agriculture and horticulture, presented by Dr. Ajay Neer.
Dylan Hurd, major in chemical engineering, presented by Dr. Derek Rollins and Dr. Monica Lamb.
Adron Robert Ung, major in biophysics, presented by Dr. Scott Nelson.
Jessica Santos Strauslin, major in veterinary microbiology, presented by Dr. Oren Sahin.
Jin Gyong Lee, major in human development and family studies, presented by Dr. Tricia Neppel.
Gyang Thi Huang Wen, major in biochemistry, presented by Dr. Dipali Sashital.
Jiling Gu, major in statistics, presented by Dr. Daniel Nettleton.
Minsek Ko, major in business and technology, presented by Dr. Kevin Scheib.
Abdulrahman Abdullah Al-Harthi, major in applied linguistics and technology, presented by Dr. Gary Aki.
Kyron James Anderson, major in microbiology, presented by Dr. Stefan Schmidt-Sesser.
Federico A. Veneri Guarch, major in statistics, presented by Dr. Danica Omen.
Narda Malcolm Kingston, major in hospitality management, presented by Dr. Thomas Schreier.
Sumya Varma, major in materials science and engineering, presented by Dr. Sid Pathak.
Amy Rachelle Polpeter, major in bioinformatics and computational biology, presented by Dr. Andrew Severin.
Gabrielle M. Myers, major in agricultural and biosystems engineering, presented by Dr. D. Raj Raman.
Abhijit Kulkarni, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Beru Shafee.
Carter Reed, major in kinesiology and nutritional sciences, presented by Dr. Rudy Valentine.
Wedad Abu Adi, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Jennifer Shane.
Lisa N. Dazzle, major in psychology, presented by Dr. David Vogel.
Elizabeth Ann Schlevert, major in human-computer interaction, presented by Dr. Mac Shelley.
Brian Zabozi, major in genetics and genomics, presented by Dr. Eric Volbrecht.
Adnan Musarihi, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Pranav Kshatriya.
Minjong Kang, major in plant biology, presented by Dr. Kan Wang.
Nidia Teresa Ayala, major in psychology, presented by Dr. Andrew Smith.
Shadi Pavanru, major in immunobiology, presented by Dr. Michael Wannemuller.
Jessica Brown majors in gerontology and neuroscience, presented by Dr. Elizabeth Stegemoller.
Yi Liang Chung, major in food science and technology, presented by Dr. Aude Waterloo.
Mitchell Heiser, major in mathematics, presented by Dr. Pablo Stinga.
Diaz F. Axioma, major in wind energy science, engineering, and policy, presented by Dr. Wai-Ching Wu.
Shani Alexandra Montes Victorio, major in civil engineering, presented by Dr. Roy Sturgill.
Sarah Hazania, major in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology, presented by Dr. Marna Yando Nilsson.
Joel Edward Lynch, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Shankar Subramaniam.
Rundro Han, major in computer engineering, presented by Dr. Mai Shang.
Travis Greto Zinel, major in education, presented by Dr. Katie Swalwell.
Nazarene Sikandar Basha, major in aerospace engineering, presented by Dr. Leifer Leifson.
Wanning Lee, major in electrical engineering, presented by Dr. Lei Tesfatsian.
Amruta Vandana Ravindra Bapat, major in genetics and genomics, presented by Dr. Paul Scott.
Tania Marina Palhano Zanella, major in biochemistry, presented by Dr. Eric Underbeck.
Myung Gi Ji, major in electrical engineering, presented by Dr. Jaeun Kim.
Andres Garcia Alejo, major in physical chemistry, presented by Dr. Teresa Windus.
Simon Van Nun P. Quihon, major in biochemistry, presented by Dr. Stone Chen.
Gretchen Felpouch, majors in nutritional sciences and sustainable agriculture, presented by Dr. Maren Wolf.
Messe Quilwens, major in bioinformatics and computational biology, presented by Dr. Robert Jernigan.
Farouk Barami, major in organic chemistry, presented by Dr. Yan Zhao.
Lyle Albert Sisson IV, major in genetics and genomics, presented by Dr. William Beavis.
Mehran Abbasi Shirsavar, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Reza Montazami.
Dustin Tyler Hickman, major in materials science and engineering, presented by Dr. Ivor Anderson.
Mernouj Tagavimer, major in mechanical engineering, presented by Dr. Reza Montazami.
Hung Dang Fan, major in computer science, presented by Dr. Ali Janissari.
Josh Kunerden, major in education, presented by Dr. Ben Van Dusen and Dr. Ji Yong.
Mutleb Yosef Anafisa, major in applied linguistics and technology, presented by Dr. John Levis and Dr. Gray Acme.
Yun Dong, major in human-computer interaction, presented by Dr. Seda McKilligan.
Brittany Nicole Van, majors in human development and family studies, presented by Dr. Tricia Neppel.
Tivani Senadiraja, major in chemical engineering, presented by Dr. Chris Cornelius.
My congratulations to all of our doctoral graduates. We are proud of you and your educational achievements. Candidates for master's degrees, please rise as you are able. The master's degree is awarded to those who have successfully completed an intensive course of study in a particular discipline. Reflecting the diversity of ways in which advanced knowledge and skills can be obtained, the university awards a variety of master's degrees with specific names and expectations. In many fields, a master's degree represents the highest academic achievement, and degree holders are accorded full recognition as practitioners of its art. The master's degree often involves research and the preparation of a thesis or creative component that demonstrates an ability to conduct original inquiry. All of those who receive their degrees today have demonstrated a dedication to learning and to enhancing their abilities to contribute to society. Their degrees demonstrate that they truly have mastered a complex and demanding body of knowledge. President Winterstein, these candidates have completed the requirements prescribed by their respective degree programs. They are recommended by the graduate faculty and the Faculty Senate and are approved by the Iowa Board of Regents for their master's degrees.
Recognition of the satisfactory completion of your respective programs in the Graduate College and by the authority delegated to me by the Iowa Board of Regents, I confer upon you your master's degree with its accompanying rights, privileges, and obligations. The diploma, now to be placed in your hands, shall forever be the testimony of this advanced academic achievement. Congratulations.
Master's graduates, you may now be seated. The faculty marshals will dismiss you by row to approach the stage.
John William Sheriff, major in industrial engineering. Kaylee Konegine, major in professional practice in dietetics.
David Aaron Carr, major in education.
Laura Ann Stowater, major in business administration.
Samuel E. Schuyler, major in education.
Carolyn Michelle Lake, major in business administration.
Ping Chen, major in business administration.
Jessica Suzanne Sevier, major in education.
Kyle R. Barkalow, major in business administration.
Sarah Ann Larkin, major in education. Alexandra Clementina Arabio, major in statistics.
Emily Fonsava Sibuhong, major in landscape architecture.
Miranda Lynn Hadley, major in education.
Onapam Bose, major in landscape architecture.
Alexander Nicolelis, major in computer science.
Bailey Marie McKenna, major in agricultural economics.
Daniel Johnson, major in engineering management.
Paige Alexis Klipstein, major in agricultural economics.
Summer Awad, major in creative writing and environment.
Lucas Allen Sofolo, major in business analytics.
Jessica Brock, major in creative writing and environment.
Lucas Derek Rydell, major in civil engineering.
Crystal Vanessa Campa, major in creative writing and environment.
Jonah Nicholas Vicker, major in civil engineering.
Alia Heather Urish, major in creative writing and environment.
Grant Stephen Giansanti, major in computer engineering.
Kelly Fitzpatrick, major in creative writing and environment.
Andrew J. Gatto, major in civil engineering.
Johanna Adrian Burr, major in creative writing and environment.
Jacob Christian McVeigh, major in civil engineering.
Prashant Tapalia, major in aerospace engineering.
Zara Salashur, major in landscape architecture.
Bryce Ethan Snell, major in computer engineering.
Cece Poe, major in healthcare analytics and operations.
Paige Van Dusseldorp, major in family and consumer sciences.
Yu Deng, major in accounting.
Muhammad Ali Haider, major in computer science.
Shania Jo Ella Kelly, major in kinesiology.
Prahlad Pandav, major in mechanical engineering.
Joshua A. Riesenberg, major in kinesiology.
Gregory Matson, major in cybersecurity.
Courtney Michelle Schaefer, major in kinesiology.
Edgar Guillen, major in finance.
Maddie Brandt, major in neuroscience.
Ethan Matthew Gint, major in finance.
Alexander Christina Campana, major in accounting.
Maria Molina Espinosa, major in human-computer interaction.
Carly Jo Bigelow, major in accounting.
Sarah Elizabeth Larson, major in event management.
Fuok Fu, major in biomedical sciences.
Kelly Mama, major in agricultural education.
Michael Jeffrey James, major in biomedical sciences.
Megan Peasley, major in rhetoric composition and professional communication.
Joshua Vogt, major in accounting.
Lucas Slowig, major in human-computer interaction.
Jack David Peterson, major in accounting.
Amanda K. Neuendorf, majors in industrial engineering and human-computer interaction.
Amanda Jo Richmond, major in accounting.
Shreyas Bangalore Vijay Kumar, major in computer engineering.
Emily Jean Waite, major in accounting.
Alexander Lee Fisher, major in business analytics.
Gabriella Reese, major in accounting.
Addison Williamson, major in community and regional planning.
Marissa Ann Robinson, major in accounting.
Brandon Johnson, major in community and regional planning.
Peter G. Woodruff, major in biomedical studies.
Jenna Morgan Gillen, major in community and regional planning.
John Swanson, major in biomedical sciences.
Marcy Jeanette Snow Perry, major in community and regional planning and master's in urban design.
Catherine Rachel Richardson, major in biomedical sciences.
Morenike Opemi Atiyoye, major in community and regional planning.
Caitlin Marie Laren, major in biomedical sciences.
Ayodele Joseph Fadoju, major in community and regional planning.
Malia Rosalind Pickney, major in biomedical sciences.
Caitlin Jane Perkins, major in human-computer interaction.
Jocelyn Ying Longdet Malai, major in biomedical sciences.
Megan Elizabeth Zimmerman, major in family and consumer sciences.
Haley Elizabeth Bix, major in geology.
William Shellikens, major in systems engineering.
Jackson David Zartman, major in biomedical sciences.
Davis Scott Johnson, major in systems engineering.
Michaela J. Maxwell, major in biomedical science.
Christopher Johansson, major in computer science.
Sean William Casey, major in mechanical engineering.
Megan Jo Molenbeek, major in healthcare analytics and operations.
Carly Nicole Taylor, major in systems engineering.
Hyunsik Song, major in community and regional planning.
Madison Marie Doden, major in entrepreneurship.
Yonghua Yi, major in mechanical engineering.
Quentin Eli Von Bose, major in biomedical sciences.
Maxim Prikashchikov, major in applied linguistics.
Zachariah D. Hastings, major in biomedical sciences.
Tia Blancet, major in cybersecurity.
Ariel Marie Langenberger, major in biomedical sciences.
Martin Goddard, major in agronomy.
Nidia Vanessa Villaprondo, major in biomedical sciences.
Cody Joseph Schneider, major in agronomy.
Luke Jeffrey Gilkison, major in biomedical sciences.
Aaron Smrecker, major in seed technology and business.
Maya Ashley Jackson, major in biomedical sciences.
Gwen Phat Hui Pham, major in animal breeding and genetics.
Nicholas James Matthews, major in biomedical sciences.
Cheyenne Carol Sihak, major in biomedical sciences.
Megan Askelson, major in biomedical sciences.
Courtney Sue Jimerson, major in animal physiology.
Alexandra Zarina Warfield, major in biomedical sciences.
Colton John Richardson, major in industrial engineering.
Justine Raylyn Moyer, major in biomedical sciences.
Shelley Lynn Erickson Woodall, major in nutritional sciences.
Janea Rene Garza, major in biomedical sciences.
Shagayeg Sadiq, major in architecture.
Shveta Anuj Bora, major in business analytics.
Finnegan Dickman, major in architecture.
Jackson Thomas Leroy, major in entrepreneurship.
Masa Kayani, major in architecture.
Jason Thomas Reeder, major in business administration.
Priya Parakumar Barod, major in architecture.
Kane Scott Harrison, major in accounting.
Aditi Gang, major in architecture.
Daniel John Tiarks, major in accounting.
Prophet Ogonaya N.A., major in architecture.
Elliot Graham Thornton, major in accounting.
Zachary Utaka Lin, major in architecture.
Logan Michael Knowles, major in accounting.
Mohammed Bekir Arslan, major in architecture.
Madison Lynn Rundell, major in information systems.
Hendrik Charles Marquardt, major in architecture.
Alicia Nicole Hauser, major in business analytics.
Logan Joseph Mayer, major in architecture.
Cynthia Gale Hicks, major in agricultural education.
Ziad Adel Nader Ibrahim, major in mechanical engineering.
Thomas Tandy Raminsky, major in computer engineering.
Derek Paul Abel, major in engineering management.
Bria Nicole Barnes, major in accounting.
Kathleen Fitzsimmons, major in political science.
Honor Marie Edmonds, major in apparel merchandising and design.
Cody Ann Amanda Lynn, major in political science.
Karina Yvette Quinn Prado Diaz, major in education. Jacqueline Lorena Mendez, major in education. Samuel Kumi, major in education.
Sarah Ann Briggs, major in education. Margaret Dallefeld, major in education.
Kwaku Abinaba, major in education.
Alex Sorensen, major in mechanical engineering.
Cameron James Carter, major in education.
Param Bhavesh Mistry, major in engineering management.
Emily Rose Creary, major in education.
Erin Elaine Daniel, major in education.
Erica Jane Gordon, major in education.
Elisian Sousa Carvalho, major in education.
Cameron Ann Elizabeth McPherson, major in education.
Ethan Ray Isaacovitz, major in agronomy.
Emma C. York, major in education.
Savannah Rose Schultz, major in education.
Sydney K. Kelty, major in education.
Macy Rector, major in education.
Yesenia Hernandez, major in education.
Joshua Lucan, major in education.
Thaddeus Russell Hill, major in education.
Sai Chandana Vallam Kondu, major in computer engineering.
Emily Tilgis, major in education.
Junlu Zhao, major in civil engineering.
Mitch John Recker, major in education.
Mohan Zong, major in information systems.
Shelby Lynn Schroeder, major in education.
Xiao Liang, major in information systems.
Julia L. Sager, major in industrial and agricultural technology.
Sina Agakani, major in industrial engineering.
Eva Johanna Steckelberg, major in diet and exercise.
Susana Cristina Cabrera Maris, major in anthropology.
Molly Blondin, major in diet and exercise.
Madeline Renee Tribbett, major in anthropology.
Gabriel Michael Rummel, major in diet and exercise.
Tabitha Feline Wilkerson, major in anthropology.
Jacob Glenn Kyle, major in diet and exercise.
Gabriel May Seeger, major in information systems.
Ian Emmanuel Gonzalez Alfonso, major in computer science.
Martina Rachel Swartwood, major in education.
Kiara Antoinette Chacon, major in human-computer interaction.
Samraja Thapa, major in computer science.
Danny Joseph Vera, major in material science and engineering.
Samuel Olwale Faniyedo, major in computer science.
Macy Nicole Bach, major in education.
Leonard Brown Jr., major in civil engineering.
Michael David Holm, majors in mechanical engineering and computer engineering.
Kunle Sunday Oguntoye, major in civil engineering.
Milton E. Gamboa Quinde, major in cybersecurity.
Ahona Banerjee, major in human-computer interaction.
Annie M. Bulk, major in diet and exercise.
Venkata Nagasurya Kompella, major in human-computer interaction.
Talene Ruman Juzi, major in diet and exercise.
Nikki Stair, major in plant breeding.
Sierra Gear, major in environmental science.
Amilcar Del Rio Saavedra, major in civil engineering.
Alexander Michael Boozman, major in environmental science.
Holly Nicole Clemens, major in education.
Autumn Ann Gwynn, major in athletic training.
Rachel Block, major in psychology.
Kobe William McFadden, major in athletic training.
Amanda Isabel Ortiz Pelot, major in apparel merchandising and design.
Erica Elizabeth Jacobson, major in athletic training.
Dylan Napier, major in apparel merchandising and design.
Taylor Ann Volkman, major in athletic training.
Zara Falsafi, major in apparel merchandising and design.
Jordan Riley Jack, major in athletic training.
Malika Ziba, major in industrial design and human-computer interaction.
Shu Fang Bang, major in athletic training.
Lainey Jean Tomko, major in biomedical sciences.
Kota Amizu, major in athletic training.
Kylie Christine Hanslick, major in biomedical sciences.
Jacob Dean Tudgy, major in athletic training.
Stephanie Marie Fry, major in biomedical sciences.
Julia Grace Baker, major in athletic training.
Andres Vargas, majors in sustainable agriculture and entomology.
Carter Michael Tift, major in athletic training.
Prashant Tiwari, major in electrical engineering.
Sam Edward Nagy, major in athletic training.
Rashmi Bogati, major in civil engineering.
Paige Nicole Sturker, major in athletic training.
Meghala Sarangi Kalwarachi, major in civil engineering.
Tristan Noel Peterson, major in athletic training.
Neha Raju, major in civil engineering.
Anna Elizabeth Tulke, major in athletic training.
Saad Amari, major in computer science.
Daniel Paulo Amadio, major in athletic training.
Basam Safi Alabas, major in human-computer interaction.
Marissa Renee Vasquez, major in athletic training.
Adnan Inusa, major in civil engineering.
Faye Marion Witkowski, major in athletic training.
Lois Arku, major in civil engineering.
Thomas K. Walsh, major in history.
Raymond Francis Schmidt, major in business administration.
Joseph Paul Badulko, Jr., major in business administration.
Daniel Linnae Yeds, major in environmental science.
John Mobley IV, major in education.
Jong Myung No, major in agricultural engineering.
Dennis Bialika, major in human-computer interaction.
Anna Ju, major in business administration.
Nisir M. Ahmed, major in community development.
Ana Fiorella Castillo Espinoza, major in veterinary preventive medicine.
Jessica Jolene Stanley, major in secondary education.
Sandra Amaro, major in human-computer interaction.
Kylie Ann Fridley, major in science education.
Varenyu Dumantara, major in computer engineering.
Matthew Paul Schaefer, major in science education.
Shravya Shri Dulipala, major in computer science.
Reagan Ruth Linder, major in science education.
Jyoti Prashant Dureraj Rajeshwari, major in computer engineering.
William Michael Otting, major in mathematics education.
Pratiksha Ravikrishnan, major in computer engineering.
Anthony Allen Nelson, major in science education.
Rebecca Ajewa Addo, major in finance.
Caitlin Lee P. Gonzalez, major in science education.
Ifyoluwa Nihinlola Adegboye, major in business administration.
Riley Ann Malacheski, major in science education.
Helia Amadi, major in interior design and human-computer interaction.
Aditya Hirlekar, major in human-computer interaction.
Omid Rostami, major in industrial engineering.
Devika Manish Vaidka, major in human-computer interaction.
Natalia Isabel Cartagena Diaz, major in journalism and mass communication.
Pooja Naresh Doshi, major in human-computer interaction.
Sarah Lenore El Khatib, major in journalism and mass communication.
Pooja Satish Chaudhry, major in human-computer interaction.
Caitlin Hillary, major in material science and engineering.
Jace D. Cahalan, major in aerospace engineering.
Micah Walker, major in entrepreneurship.
Mason Michael Henry, major in aerospace engineering.
Tolulupe Philip Babatunde, major in veterinary microbiology.
Ken C. Hong, major in aerospace engineering.
Lale Madahali, major in computer science.
Nathan Emmanuel Erickson, major in meteorology.
Patience Antanokpe, major in professional practice in dietetics.
Lindsay Janae Kitt, major in computer science.
Shirley Hatasanjaya, major in aerospace engineering.
Abigail Davenport, major in astrophysics.
Muskan Tantia, major in computer engineering.
Theodore Brian Bachop, major in agricultural and biosystems engineering.
Ala El-Qatari Relitz, major in family and consumer sciences.
Philip Roxon, major in agricultural and biosystems engineering.
Hope Elizabeth Bass, major in integrated visual arts.
Paige Rystrom, major in agronomy.
Hang Yuan, major in integrated visual arts.
Kelsey Rinker, major in agronomy.
Micah Mundi, majors in mechanical engineering and electrical engineering.
Tyler Joseph Mercurio, major in meteorology.
Alyssa Joy Montero, major in human-computer interaction.
Dylan Douglas McDermott, major in meteorology.
Karina Collett, major in English.
Haley Michaela McDermott, major in graphic design.
Talon Clausen Delaney, major in English.
Anka M. Snyder, major in graphic design.
Faith Ann Ennis, major in English.
Serafina Rose Cruz, major in human-computer interaction.
Shengwei Mao, major in computer science.
Hasmin Della Lambertson, major in business administration.
Mohammed Madiul Ishtiaq, major in mechanical engineering.
Melissa D. McCord, major in education.
Trishala Jain, major in human-computer interaction.
Hossein Merabi, major in mechanical engineering.
Rayanul Islam Mohammed, major in computer science.
Michelle Lee Hertzke, major in education.
Anusha Vajala, major in information systems.
Virginia Inez Weber, major in education.
Vijita Periasamy, major in electrical engineering.
Catherine Marie Whitmer, major in animal science.
Akash Ajay Pradhan, major in electrical engineering.
Hannah Elizabeth Thiel, major in education.
Prachetan Saban, major in electrical engineering.
Elizabeth Mary Dew, major in animal science.
Fian Sun, major in artificial intelligence.
Taylor Ann Clipp, major in animal science.
Niku Javatpur, majors in industrial engineering and human-computer interaction.
Gina Gerard, major in food science and technology.
Desiree Vait, major in human-computer interaction.
Heba Mustafa Abdul Shaban, major in food science and technology.
Yi Chuen Teo, major in computer science.
Abigail Schulte, major in agricultural and biosystems engineering.
Daeyoon Kim, major in artificial intelligence.
Ramakrishna Oruganti, major in computer science.
Jessica Daniel Goforth, major in English.
Bernadette Nabintu Balagena, major in energy systems engineering.
Samantha Roslyn Wilson, major in English.
Dutbabior Ajang, major in electrical engineering.
My congratulations to all those receiving their master's degree today. We take great pride in your accomplishment.
On behalf of the entire university community, I extend my sincerest congratulations to all of our graduates. We wish you the very best and look forward to hearing from you about all of your accomplishments. One more round of applause for our graduates. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Jeffrey Johnson, Laura and Russ Talbot, Endowed President and CEO of the Iowa State University Alumni Association. He will welcome you as the newest alumni of Iowa State University.
Thank you, President Winterstein. Greetings, Iowa State University's newest alumni, members of the graduate class of 2024. Masters and doctors, you are now mine. You also are officially Cyclones for life. You now carry the official title of Iowa State University alumni. Yes, you are now one of us. Now, for some of you, I know you are already alumni due to having received other degrees from this prestigious institution, but thanks for choosing Iowa State again. Today, you are moving from an on-campus family of more than 31,000 students to a global family of more than 285,000 alumni. These alumni colleagues are living and working to make their communities greater in all 99 counties of Iowa, the other 49 states of the U.S., and in more than 150 other countries. Please know that my staff and I are committed to being here for you from this day forward to help keep you well connected to Iowa State and to each other, as well as to inspire you through the stories of alumni colleagues, present your future opportunities as Iowa State alumni, and serve you through exciting programs and services. But remember, our ultimate goal is to elevate Iowa State and to elevate Iowa Staters. To get your alumni journey started, a group of donors made gifts to fund a one-year gifted membership for each one of you. That's right, each one of you is eligible to receive an already paid for one-year membership to all the benefits, services, and opportunities connected to the Iowa State Alumni Association. I think that deserves a round of gratitude and applause. Thank you. Now, to make this offer official, there's one thing the donors asked the association to do and one thing they're asking of you. They asked the association to make it easy for you to access and accept this gift membership, and they're asking you to simply activate the gift membership. You can do that as soon as possible by going to the association's webpage, which is isualum.org. Please do so today or by May 31st. We'll also be sending you an email with this information as a helpful reminder, and you promise me that you won't delete my first email to you. Once you activate the gifted membership, you will gain access to the online alumni directory that connects you to alumni in your community. It will add you to the mailing list for the Iowa Stater Members Only magazine and will give you access to online discounts and the opportunity to receive new grad tip sheets and programs and special member invitations. Now I'm going to ask you to remember 5 things and 5 things simply. Number 1, no matter what you do or where you go, you will always be a member of this prestigious higher education family. This university and all who work here will always be interested in what you do, how you continue to contribute to society, and what you become. Secondly, make Iowa State visible in your daily life. Wear your school colors, sport a license plate or a license plate cover, display your diploma, and place an Alumni Association membership decal on your vehicle. By doing these simple acts, you're sure to connect with other Iowa Staters on your journey. Number 3, alumni help fund building projects. They invested in your faculty and programs. They also invested in you through scholarships, conference attendance, and other ways. You and the alumni of the future will largely determine what your children, your grandchildren, and others will find when they matriculate to Iowa State. So when you are able, consider giving back as well. Number 4, keep in touch. Come back to visit campus. Take road trips with college buddies and join a local alumni club. If you have a change of address, be sure to let the association know in order that we may put you in touch with other alumni in your new community. And lastly, renew that gifted membership a year from when you activate it. You're going to want to stay a member. So in closing, and with every good wish for your success, your health, and your happiness, on behalf of the staff and board of the Iowa State University Alumni Association, know that we look forward to becoming partners with you in helping you advance your careers, enhance your degrees, stay connected to your college, support your alma mater, and network with Cyclones everywhere. And don't forget to activate that 1-year gifted membership before May 31st. Congratulations again, class of 2024, and remember, you are now Cyclones for life.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. We are nearing the conclusion of our ceremony. I again want to thank our commencement speaker, Dr. Jan Thompson, for her wonderful remarks. And now I want to offer my personal congratulations to all of today's graduates. We are extremely proud of you and all that you have accomplished. Your advanced degree from Iowa State University is the culmination of vigorous coursework, applied learning, and intellectual growth. It is a symbol of both the university's excellence and your hard-earned academic achievement. Thank you for making this a memorable evening, and thank you for making Iowa State University an important part of your personal and professional journey. Before we close today, we want to recognize the hard work of those individuals who have supported these graduates, the faculty and staff, family members, and the many friends. I ask the graduates to please rise and find your family and friends in the audience and thank them for their support. I now ask the audience to please rise. Will the family and friends of these wonderful graduates show your pride for their achievements? Would you all remain standing as we conclude our commencement ceremony? Thank you for being part of this very important and significant occasion. And now with the singing of the Bells of Iowa State by student vocalist Ms. Carly Nelson, I pronounce the Spring 2024 Graduate College Commencement Ceremony at a close.
Please join me in the singing of the Bells of Iowa State. You will find the music printed on the back of your commencement program. Green hills for thy throne, and for crown a golden melody, ringing in the hearts of all who bring me love and loyalty. Dear Marta, make our spirits great, true and valiant, like the bells of Iowa State.